from the Newstalk 989 studios, the voice of the Ensemble River Valley. Here's Good Day Oscoda with Jen and Dirk. The left and the right, let's all get along.
Not every liberal is dumb, not all Republicans are racist. The government wants everybody fighting with their neighbors because they know that if we get along, we'll probably go against them.
They can't stop us, cause we're ready to fight, trying to brainwash us. But we won't let freedom die, the whole world's brainwashed.
Everybody pick a team, start a riot in the streets.
The whole world's brainwashed.
It's us against them, it ain't you against me.
Talk 989. Good day, Oscoda. Headed in towards a weekend, and I think everything's working now, Jen. Or, I'm sorry, wait a minute. It's Dirk Thompson, the mayor of Oscoda County and the self-appointed governor of the four-county area. And Jen's here this morning. Did you declare yourself, or who came up with your...
Wait. Jen? Just Jen? We don't have anything else to add to that this morning there, Dirk?
The Queen of Oscoda. But I thought you self-appointed yourself that, right? Or did someone suggest that?
The Oscoda Queen. We have the River Queen, so do we not need the Oscoda Queen as well?
I can think of one reason maybe why not. I do appreciate the local reference to a wonderful group of people and a fine family that run the Oscoda Queen. But Queen of Oscoda doesn't allow, I like it. So what do you prefer, the Queen of Oscoda or the Oscoda Queen?
See, it just flows off better, though, the Queen of Oscoda.
Maybe we need to actually do a poll. We'll put a poll up.
I agree. I love that. Let's do a poll. Let's let the viewers decide.
Did you?
Will you get that up there for me?
Yes, I can. Were you looking out your window yesterday at about, when did that start? Like right around 5 o'clock. It was like a blizzard here in town for like 30 minutes.
No, I missed that.
Yeah, I was driving up US 23, and then it's like visibility starts going down and the snow picks up, and I'm like, this is not what the weather told me it was going to be like.
No.
I think I figured it out, though, because we're like right here in this corridor, right next to the lake. I think that little section is so much different, even like localized weather. Like I've been in my house before, and it's going to snow today, and Alexa goes, there will be approximately 5% chance of snow today, and any snow coverage will be light. Meanwhile, I'm looking out my window, and I've got 1.5 inches on.
Right? I think we get lake effects. You know, we're situated around so many lakes, and Van Etten and Cedar Lake over there, and I think we make our own little climate.
Well, my cousin, she lives in Greenbush, but she's far enough up onto that ridge where literally we'll get 4, she'll get 6. We'll get 1 inch, she'll get 2.
She's lucky to be up there, though. Beautiful area. Love it here. Just love it. What's the weather looking like going forward, Dirk? What you got for us?
Well, speaking of weather, we're at 8 degrees in the morning, and in the afternoon we're going to get into the mid-teens, and that's as high as we get back to 5 degrees by tomorrow morning. There's no snow, though. We're going to have clear skies tonight, and then partly sunny skies for the next 4 days with no snow, I might add, again. And then temperatures warming up beginning on Sunday into the 20s. And then, you're not going to believe this, like an Indian summer up here, 40 degrees on Tuesday.
Stop, 40? I
40.
love it.
Unless there was a typo and they added an extra 0, which it could happen.
Yeah.
As we head into the weekend, we're going to be talking about Birchville. We're going to cover the furry story. Have to do that. There was an article on Spaceport, and some of the information about that, we'll pick up on that. Also, a lot of people, evidently, according to the letter in the Oscoda Press itself, a lot of people are upset with the changes at the Oscoda Press. Some changes I wasn't, even I, the man that knows everything, wasn't aware of. And then Birchville, next weekend, but this weekend, the King and Queen and all of that happened, so we'll talk about that as well. But first, what's happening big time in the news? What's breaking right now today, Jen?
Well, We have crushing news coming out of Pittsburgh. A bridge collapses before Biden visits to tout the infrastructure spending. A Pittsburgh bridge collapsed on Friday. Damn it!
Oh, why not just a few hours later?
Dirk, you wouldn't wish that on anybody. We didn't have any casualties
then
now.
The president
Come
could have
on.
gone over the bridge, done his deal, and then it collapsed afterward. Now, news story is just going to put his visit out of the news. Damn it, why not?
Dirk.
What?
Moving on to...
Don't you think it would have been great to see Grandpa Joe going over the bridge? Come on. That thing only would have fell later. He'd do the bridge, do his speech, and then the bridge could fall down.
Well, glad we're getting that infrastructure things taken care of. We don't need our bridges collapsing.
So was
in this
anybody hurt?
country our buildings.
It wasn't like that big. Was it that big bridge that's right by the stadium?
Thankfully, there was no injuries. There was a park. Give me a second here, my friend, and then I could tell you.
This weekend.
The name
also
of
big.
it was down. What was that, my dear?
Oh, I'm just mumbling.
Oh, well, you know what? Of course I lost it. It was, no one was hurt. Fortunately, just happened this morning, and that was breaking out of Pittsburgh. Here in Detroit, the Free Press is reporting that there is a Highland Park cop admits to being a fentanyl-laced heroin dealer.
Oh, we got to read more of that. I want to hear more of that one.
You want me to? All right, we'll pull that one up then for you, my friend. And there we go. Oh, wow. She was a problem cop for years. Now she's a convicted fentanyl-laced heroin dealer. For more than a decade, Tiffany Lipkovich wore a badge and carried a gun. The Grosse Pointe woman got into trouble along the way, losing one job for allegedly fraternizing with felons and helping them smuggle drugs into prison. That didn't stop her from getting another law enforcement. Yes, female.
Really?
So her bad behavior would eventually catch up to her. On Thursday, the 46-year-old Highland Park detective pled guilty to selling fentanyl-laced heroin while working in the line of duty with the help of a friend. Her accomplice, another woman named Amber, 38 years of age from Detroit, also pled guilty to conspiracy to distribute drugs, a crime the two carried out in Target parking lots, parks, and a casino. She, who had been a police officer with the Highland Park Police Department since 2011, now faces up to 40 years in prison when she is sentenced. So does her accomplice. Wow.
I never understand how people get in this kind of situation. Why I assumed it was a guy is probably sexist of me, because women are equal to commit as much crime as men. So I apologize for that bigoted reaction.
Statistics show that men traditionally do this type of crime more than women. So I'm not so sure that you're being sexist, as just history shows. It's shocking that it is a female. I'll say
that. Do they
that.
mention like how much money she was generating? Because I'm trying to weigh. It's like, what does she make as a detective? Probably 70, 90,000 if she's been there that long. So I wouldn't even venture into that escapade unless I was going to be grossing, 3 to 5 times. You got to make it worthwhile if you're going to be doing the math.
I just wow. And then she got caught and hired again. This is just crazy. All right. So, and then, when we got to the Target parking lot, so I'm just like, what else is going on in Target parking lot right here?
Well, there's a lot of stuff going on.
Okay, so we covered the Highland. I'm sorry, my friend.
Maybe she could morph that into a meth and a prostitution racket.
Well, I don't think she's going to be able to do much from where she's going to be sitting for the next 40 years.
What else is happening?
Well, they're also reporting that the popular Metro Detroit sledding hill is sold out for the rest of the season. Better luck next year. Michigan's frozen treat shop is to be featured on the CBS Undercover Boss. Overdose deaths up in Michigan, racial disparities emerge. That's all from the Detroit
What's the
News.
overdose death? Is that
Oh,
that problem?
yeah,
in
with
our
that
area
one,
is
let me,
horrible.
yeah, overdose deaths are tragic for everybody involved. And here we go. I think it's working. It's hard to pull up some stories sometimes when we're streaming because it wants to take up so much. There we go.
It looks like the
The
brick
drug
collapse
overdose
in
deaths.
Pittsburgh. That it wasn't like the big one that you see from the 80s or anything like that. So that.
No, I haven't seen pictures yet. They do have some out though. She mentioned the local radio station or television station they're having it.
Yeah, it appears it's
Onto
more
our
like just
drug
one of those regular
overdose.
highway bridges that you see there.
Fentanyl increased 16%, Dirk. 16% increase of fentanyl overdose between 2019 and 2020. This data was released Friday by the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services. They said the increase is not a surprise, as preliminary figures from the MDHS and the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention have long indicated that drug overdose deaths are skyrocketing, surpassing previous records. Instead, the increase is a reminder that the state and the nation are combating two public health crises at the same time, COVID and illicit drugs.
I've read a bunch of stories about like suicide, especially among teenagers, is used. Alcohol abuse is way up, leading to more violence. It's like, people just sat there and it was always a joke. I'm just drinking my bottle of wine and watching Netflix and Elephant King or Tiger King or whatever that little name was.
Oh, God, Tiger King. Oh, Joe.
Oh, unfortunately, here's a story.
Used during quarantine, didn't he?
Black American overdoses have increased the most.
Yes.
That
And they need to, address that.
81,000 people died in the United States in 81,000.
That's a lot of people.
Wow. Let's do this. Let's take a quick break. And you made a commercial for our T-shirts and bumper stickers.
Oh, I did. That's right.
Yes. Jen's the TikTok queen. Here it is. Oh, that's gotta love it. What? Hey, what? What? I didn't even get to the end of it.
It's a TikTok. It's just going to keep going.
You mean they never stop?
No, as long as you're watching, it's just going to keep going.
How long did that take you to make? What do you have to do there for an hour and make that, or?
2 minutes. They're really easy. You gotta love TikTok.
So if you're on TikTok and you don't go to another video, it'll just keep playing over and over and over and over.
Do you know how many wives have gotten busted by their husbands looking at some hot guy on TikTok and then he goes, "Why does that music keep playing?"
Well, I can't help it if the ladies love. You found my TikTok channel, huh?
We're going to get you out there.
I don't do the TikTok. I don't want the Chinese getting all my data like you seem to love.
I figure there's nothing private anymore today.
Did you know?
There's no such thing as privacy.
TikTok is China. All of the data is running off their computer. And the fact they had companies like Sprint and Verizon and AT&T force installing TikTok on your phone, even after the U.S. government banned TikTok from being used, is just amazing. But that's a great ad. Now, a lot of people watch us staring at their teeny little phone, but you can see the safe work off field because we have merch. Tell folks about the merch.
We have some wonderful hashtag save Oscoda merch. We've got T-shirts at a suggested minimum donation of only $10, and we have $1 stickers to put on all those bumpers and whatever else you want to put them on. I think laptops. But guys, you need to get that gear because we're going to have our grand opening in February, and you want to be able to come to the grand
this is like
opening.
the last run of those that we have here to pick up locally, so we want to clear those out so we can go buy more. And to be upfront with everybody, our end cost is just $7 a shirt. So for $10, you put 3 in, and we'll put that into the kitty and order another batch of those. But look, if you just have a 20 with you, we don't make change. I'm sorry.
No change. So what else is going on, Dirk? What you been doing?
Watching this TikTok video for a very long time. Someone was buzzed. They'd have no idea. It's like, I've been watching this great little episode for like an hour. Speaking of which, Jimmy Kimmel was watching Jimmy Kimmel last night.
Wait. Did you just say the words, I was watching Jimmy Kimmel last night?
Yeah, why not? Why is that a shock?
Well, 'cause I'm not thinking Jimmy was your cup of tea.
Oh, he's not. He's a hypocritical jackass. That's a guy that used to run around dressed in blackface. He's the one that's done jokes insulting women all of his career. How come some people can bust him for things they did 10 years ago, like in an email, and then Jimmy's out there? Everybody knows he's a hypocrite. But how come it's like, well, Jimmy's changed? He has not. He doesn't want to start. But anyways, I watched Kimmel. I watched Colbert, who was much better when he was being the fake newscaster on Comedy Central. Because, Jen, you have to know. You got to know what the damn enemy's up to.
Okay. I watch Fox. You watch Kimmel. I get it.
No. Yeah, exactly. See, you're open to other opinions. But I think just the fact that automatically you thought because of my political views I wouldn't watch Kimmel. And I think that is because I never get it the other way around, though. It's like if I say to, a libertarian friend of mine or a conservative friend or one of the Trump fanatics like me, Trump won, by the way. When I mention I'm watching, the enemy, it's like no big deal. But I think just from your reaction that a lot of people on the left, they don't even want to engage other thoughts or other ideas. But, I want to know what Kimmel's saying. I want to know, what who and who's saying. It's like I'll go NPR, the BBC, CNN, Marxist NBC, because I want to know what's going on in the entire world. I've gotten in arguments with scientific research on COVID, and it's like, hey, here's this research from MIT and this new one from Harvard, and it proves kind of what I was telling you the science was starting to indicate months ago. And what they'll do is, they'll go, I ain't got time to read that. Like, you say I don't follow the science. You say I have no evidence. I give you scientific evidence, and you won't do me the courtesy of just taking a half hour and going through the actual study itself. I don't understand that. I digress.
Well, I do agree that we should at least be open to the other side, where they're coming from. And when you do open up, generally you can find some middle ground where we can come together. I'm not going to agree on everything anybody else thinks. I know that, and I will firmly admit there was a time in my life shortly after Trump was elected that I just, I couldn't. If you were a Trumper, I couldn't with you. And we had to do this. And I've come to realize that's very intolerant on my part. And, I need to do my part to make that bridge come together so we can start communicating and laughing and being Americans.
And have an exchange of ideas.
Yes.
I've actually, when I was doing previous talk shows, I would have literal communists on to have great discussion about social issues. And nowadays, you can't even do that, according to, what the pop culture. And it's like, it's too bad. It really is too bad.
So tell me, what did Jimmy Kimmel teach you or give you insight on that?
Well, if you're new to Good Day Oscoda, Jen is our resident pot dealer. And Jen, talking about science, talking about COVID, this caught my eye. Here's Jimmy. Somewhere.
This could help ward off the COVID, but it also, according to researchers at the National Primate Research Center in Oregon, may decrease testicular function, which, yeah, it decreases every function. That's kind of the point of the whole thing. But they did a study on monkeys. They gave the monkeys doses of THC every day and collected their sperm samples. And man, those were some happy monkeys. I mean, you know, being a lab animal, it doesn't get better than that. Except for the part where their testicles got smaller and their sperm went to sleep. In fact, they made a video, an animated video, demonstrating the effect that cannabis has on sperm. Now, this...
Wait. Hang. I kind of forgot, like, how detailed this was. So, did you watch Kibble last night?
I watched him in the morning, but yes, I watched him.
So, you know the video that's about to play here when I pop it back up on the screen?
Yes.
If you haven't had that talk with your dad or your mom yet, this
is not the video
well,
for you.
This is your quick lesson, kiddo.
This is sperm. You see, they're going a lot slower than normal. It's kind of like meandering around. One of them has a hacky sack, and now they approach the egg to fertilize it, but then they just kind of wander off to where? Oh, to Taco Bell, and that's what happens. They say this is probably nothing that the effect just likely wasn't noticed before, because, you know, when you say, you think my balls look smaller, it just sounds like something someone who's high would say. But that's it. And I'm no dogger, but Snoop Dogg has...
Hey, guys. This is a good one, too, I think.
4 children. Willie Nelson fathered 8 children. Bob Marley had 11 kids, so you should be okay, is what I'm saying. You only have the 1 kid, right?
Yeah, but I only drink tequila.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I've seen evidence...
Oh. Huh? See? God bless cannabis. Although, you notice he did the scientific research and actually tracked down how many kids...
This is actually true about the THC combating COVID. Oh, you're playing, sorry.
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay, so it's a true story. The THC is helping to combat COVID in some studies. So guys, if you got some friends and family out there that have not gotten the Rona, you might have to start thinking, are they closet stormers?
Well, see, this will be perfect for the wife. It's like, well, you get shot, you're going to die. And it's like,
I don't need this shot.
I'm doing this for medicinal purposes. Now it's just another bonus reason. So, there.
Absolutely. Speaking of which, Heritage Provisioning, they got those stizzies on sale today. You buy a gram and you get a half gram free.
No. Again, always the marijuana, every show. I like that Jen Kurtz, but she's always talking about drugs and heroin and cocaine and meth and DMT and mushrooms. Oh, she's just talking about
keeping it real. Just keeping it real.
I get. What was the special? What was the special?
Yeah, Dirk, just for you. It's 1 gram stizzy today. Get a half gram free. Out the door, that's like $62, guys. It's a great deal. Jen's gonna be down at Oscoda Beach, hanging out at the skate park, and stop by. No.
No. What?
No, it's the back alley behind Caesars, not the skate park. No, guys.
That was next to Taco Bell. Remember this?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, a little bird run over the top. So, Taco Bell, KFC, right down the street here. You're going to be there what time? Well, where do we go to get this deal, for crying out loud? You've teased us long enough.
Heritage Provisioning. They are in East
I just see you showing your boobs to everybody now. See, that's really cheap. Don't you hate it when you're on YouTube and then there's some bikini over a boat and it's like
we're catching pike today, and it's a fishing video, but it's his wife, and you click because so. And
So
again,
guys,
for
do you know
for
what
people
they do?
staring at their little phone, what does your T-shirt say?
My T-shirt says Heritage Provisioning. For all of you that used to have to go to the drug testing center in East Tawas, that's no longer there. They've turned it into a provisioning center for medical marijuana and recreational use.
You know, there's so many
I kid
pot,
you not.
so many of your people's pot shops are down there in Taos. Like, God, how do you choose which? Wait a minute. Just one. No. Wait. So, just coincidentally, here's a marijuana story from Jimmy Kimmel, and oh, by the way, special sale. Heritage has Disney. So, what's the deal again?
Buy one Dizzy, get a half gram free.
You're not taking money on the back end of this, are you? Or getting fancy lunches like down at the boathouse? Come on.
Now look, I'm not above that, but no, nobody's
You know, I'm thinking.
So what else we got today? Can we please talk about the Midland Furry soon?
I was just going to say, there's, you know, ever since we talked about the monkeys, not Good Day Oscoda together, for some reason
Wait, we can't bring the monkeys up again.
Oh, now you're going to go hiss me off. I am so hissed at you. But because I'm open-minded and was watching Kimmel last night.
Yes.
Monkey story we got that he talked about. And then this furry thing that's sweeping Michigan and the country. I guess we could get into that as well.
Yeah, Kimmel covered that even too.
But let's keep with the monkeys, and then we'll get to the furries.
Oh, no, more monkeys. I tried.
God, Jen, I thought you and Dirk just sat there and bitched about the park and, you know, a giant hotel or, you know, getting rid of that old guy with the axes park and...
You know, we're just a mob of Karens that are hateful and miserable.
Hell, we're talking
Sorry,
about monkeys and
Karen. I don't mean to do that to you.
Oh, and when we get back with the monkey, we got a gift from our first Good Day Oscoda fan.
We did.
Yeah.
We're ready to fight, trying to brainwash us, but we won't let freedom die. The whole world's brainwashed.
Everybody pick a team, start a riot in the street.
Hey, this is going to turn into a reaction video. Have you ever listened to this Tom
thinking.
McDonald guy?
Nope. Mm-mm. I like him.
This guy's like, he does his own music, records it, doesn't have a manager, no marketing department. His girlfriend shoots all their videos. And when you see his videos, I mean, it looks like, remember like videos used to cost like for MTV like $50,000 or $100 or $500. Guy does it all by himself, and he's talking about just common sense stuff. We should start doing music reaction video.
I'd love it. I'd love it.
Step 1, train the people only to consume. Step 2, infiltrate adults with the news. Step 3, indoctrinate the children through the schools and the music and the apps on the phones that they use. Step 4, separate the right from the left. Step 5, separate the white from the black. Step 6, separate the rich from the poor. Use religion and equality to separate.
I don't think I've listened to the lyrics that close. It dude's making sense. Anyways, it's Tom McDonald. Check him out on YouTube.
Yay! Let's do him when we do our paper. Sit down on the couch. We can listen and we can.
When do you want to do Tom McDonald? Did you say?
Wednesday, good.
I'm telling Mike. Mike. Got some competition from Tom McDonald.
You know, today he probably pays somebody. No, he wouldn't pay me. I just take her, please. Just take her. I can't.
Oh my gosh. I'm going to bet also, since you haven't heard Tom McDonald, I'm going to bet that you don't even know what Tom McDonald looks like, do you?
Nope. But no. Nope.
Well,
Let's see. Here's the perfect one. Hang on for this.
Oh no, what are you,
Mike,
what are you doing here?
Mike, here's your competition now.
Oh no.
You ever see a guy with tattoos all over his body like that and in his face like that and then needles and piercings everywhere? So there you go, Mike. No competition there. Don't worry about Tom. Wait, well, hang on a minute. Unless you got a thing for the tattoos all over the body.
Well, tattoos have to be right. I mean,
No, wait a minute. Yeah, you just saw Tom McDonald. That's not right.
no, it is. I didn't see him.
Oh. You talk about something. I'm gonna message you. Everybody else is going, wait a minute. You should probably not be so even-handedly in her response here. You talk about something, then I'm gonna send this to oh my. In fact, you get the full screen now.
You know what? There was a new law passed in Ann Arbor that went into effect January 1st. Oh, hold on. Okay, so new law went into effect January 1st in Ann Arbor. Menstrual products such as tampons are to be freely available in all public restrooms. This is great news for us women. I don't know why we're limiting it to just tampons and Kotex. Don't you think it'd be great if we could have freely dispensed?
Oh, we're gonna keep going with this story because I was sending you this picture, so I was catching bits and pieces. But check your messenger and check out how hot and sexy Tom McDonald is.
Oh no, you're gonna actually get a blind reaction here in a second. I'm dying. Oh shit. Okay, here we go. Oh shit. What's this guy look like?
There, I'll put the picture up for everybody.
All right. Okay. So there's like two versions. The guy on the left, the guy on the right's much better. So I guess that's a more recent picture, but definitely not my type.
No,
And
those are about the same
definitely
pattern. So
I'm just saying, I'm sure he's not hurt here in any way, shape, or form.
That's I agree, just like you do with the tattoos, and I know the reasons he had for doing that, but God dang,
Yeah,
that was pretty bad, and you might want to memorialize that with a tat. Maybe just write it in a journal, but yeah, that's
there's that.
He's a little robust with his tattoos.
Yes.
And he used to get this too. Tom McDonald used to be a big time wrestler in Canada when he was like 19, 20.
Wow. So like they never met up with The Rock.
No, it
he
was
wouldn't have met with The Rock.
Oh my God. Yeah. If no one has, you know how they have it's like a semi-pro big wrestling thing coming to town like every half year or so.
Yes.
You gotta go. It is the biggest, funnest thing because there's just you're right there and you're not paying $10,000 for. It's just awesome. But so that's the kind of wrestling he was doing in Canada. That kind of semi-pro.
Is this a News Talk field trip, Dirk?
There's another News Talk 989 field trip. We got to start running. Well, at least I have to start writing a list because I don't even remember the last thing I said.
Well, we were going. Yeah, well, it was just yesterday. we need that whiteboard. Anybody out there with an extra whiteboard on the card that wants to donate it to newstalk989.org so we can keep organized?
That's a great idea because that's on the plan. But yeah, one of those whiteboards, it'd be nice if it's portable because we've got our podcast studio here, but we also have another area. It's like a floor studio, so it can be arranged like a conversation sort of thing or doing a talk. But one of the things was if we want to be able to have conference tables set up or a whiteboard, everything needs to be like it's at a at a wedding hall where the tables fold up, the whiteboard can be pressed aside. So, wow, we should put that up in Oscoda Wanted or free, or see if anybody has a
Yeah,
whiteboard.
barter, sell and trade, something. Yeah, there's a pay it forward group. There's absolutely.
And by the
But
way,
listeners,
if you do have a collapsible conference table, you're sitting around, and maybe at the back of the American Legion there's one with a wheel gone, we'll take it.
just taking up space. You need it to go somewhere. We'll come get it and give it a new home.
That's a great idea.
So what else do we have? We've talked about.
We had women's products in the female restroom.
Well, now I don't expect you to know this, Dirk, because you're not a woman. But when I was growing up, they were everywhere. And I don't know if they were a nickel, a dime, or a quarter, but you could get your products freely available in just about any restaurant.
Oh, it's like that. Because we have we have male products in our restrooms, or they used to.
Condoms?
Dad always told me don't even that's for grown ups. I don't.
We don't talk about that mixed company. So they distribute condoms freely. They distribute women's products freely. Why can't we put masks in the same rooms?
See, there you go. The left and the right coming together, smoking the peace pipe. From the very moment this happened, that's what I was thinking. Well, wait a minute. If you're going to require me to have something, then what if you're poor? What if you're homeless and you need to go into Walmart or something? And it was during the time when it was like, well, up here, it's never kind of the time, but people say, what's it like living up there with COVID? And I'm like, kind of like living in Florida.
I think it would be a great idea. Sometimes your mask breaks. If I've had my mask literally break off on one side, you'll grab a mask sometimes, and it's like, oh, yeah, I used that, and it might not be used fresh, and you're like, yeah, I really wish I had another mask. So, yeah, let's get those mask dispensers out, guys, because as much as we'd love to see COVID gone forever, I don't think it's going to, so let's be proactive. What's so good?
Only time I've ever worn a mask, like for a long period of time, is in the airport, and literally they will take you back into the TSA room if you don't have it on some airport. And I always do stuff. It's like, look, if I'm all by myself, I'm definitely not wearing a fucking mask. The science told us it had to be as long as you're 6 feet away. So, to be. I go to Columbus, Ohio, God, like once a month, and I'll be by my daughter's house driving down, and she's got like a little jogging, running area around the place, and literally, multiple times, people jogging, bicycling, all by themselves wearing a mask.
Well, I don't think it's supposed to be taken to that level.
But, like the airport was crazy, but, still like took it under my nose or whatever, because I don't want germs.
Let's agree that it might be a false sense of security. Maybe it is.
And some of it too, I think, is they just want to get along. They don't want to be that oddball, with BLM hats sticking out all over.
I wear my sparkly ones. Did you see that in the picture I went to the meeting in? I have the purple with the rhinestones and.
See, that's like when the people were totally freaked, and we'd get groceries from Walmart, and Stalin, my wife, would put the groceries out on the porch, spray them down with Lysol, and we got to wait half an hour because I'm a research nurse. I'm a scientist. So in those time periods, I wore a mask everywhere I went. Everywhere, because I didn't want people to be frightened by me not wearing a mask and triggering them, and so I got like the thinnest fishing bandana thing I could find with giant face Donald Trump on the front.
I don't doubt you did.
People were still frightened and triggered. I was trying to help them and go along with their masks.
You're such an asshole.
So now, even in Columbus, it's still like crazy down there. And so it's like months ago, it's like I ain't doing it. I'm not wearing the mask. If you want to come up and ask to leave your store, I am. But I'm not going to go on with this bullshit, because what I do is, if I get within 10, 15 feet of someone without a mask, I literally run away, because it's discourteous to not wear a mask and then be, up in people's business.
Up in someone's face.
Now, it's kind of tough, like up here at the Dollar General. Oh my God, Dollar General, I got to creep along, because you never know when, somebody's in this aisle. And there's no wind. You can't, they'll maybe get sick. So I'm like, damn it, gotta go down the deck. But I'm nice. But
Thank you for being nice. I wish everybody at least afforded that common courtesy. It may not be for you. I appreciate that entirely, but recognizing that my fear is still real and that I'm still valid, and I deserve respect too. And thank you for truly, Dirk. I really appreciate that position. And if we're stop forcing each other, you're not forcing me to not wear a mask. I'm not forcing you to wear one. If we stop this forcing of each other, things will get a lot better.
Right. It gets back to why people disagree. I hate the expression, by the way, because how they go. And not in this case, because I'm right. Here's the fact. So that's why I don't like that phrase. But why can't we all just get along? Hey, that's good. But yeah. But this is a reason, this is a great example of, and if you're a listener by now, you know that I try to control the conversation. We will both go on and on and on about one single topic, and you're like, damn, hour and a half podcast, I ain't got that.
We've convinced Dirk that we need to break them up into segments, short little things, and that's helping.
Oh my God, that was such a funny thing you guys did there, like just before the end of the show, and like maybe that should have been at the front when people were watching or listening.
Right. So we're learning. We're going along.
But
what else we got to cover?
Facebook, though, that's why I don't like about Facebook, because Facebook, number one, if I'm on the phone, I hate trying to punch in with my fat fingers, and then it self-corrects or doesn't correct. Looks like I'm a blibbering retard and type shit. God damn it. Gotta bleep out 2 words now. But I'm going to try to... I write like when Twitter used to be 2 characters long, and you had to choose every word. So that's me on Facebook. You suck! Masks suck! And that's the problem with the communication between all of us. We have all of the video, we can facial expression, but you can't communicate. So in this long form, people go, "Oh, I see. He doesn't. He does, but he's respectful, courteous when he has to literally follow a rule of the government. This might take a back room by the TSA. I comply."
You're like, okay, I'm good with not having a body cavity search today.
Whatever you guys are talking about on Facebook, that's an example of why it's so bad. Unless you're a speedy touch typer at a keyboard and can just do a flow of thoughts, because you don't get, everybody's always thinking, oh, what am I typing? So, I'm done with my, back to maxi pads and tampons.
No, we've covered that.
Okay.
Can we get to our furries?
Covered that. See what you did.
We got that covered.
Oh, I got a whole bunch of other things I could say right now, but I'm not going to. Oh, you want
I
that?
actually have a piece.
Go ahead.
I have a piece of art called THC Positive, and it was around Halloween, so it's all like blood. Stop making me think of... I know. One track mind.
What?
You gotta imagine, I was an amazing dispensary store manager.
Hey, I'm look. By the way, well, you're hogging the conversation finally for
I'm looking for the banana thing you sent me. Was that a messenger chat?
Actually, Deb sent it, and
Okay.
it was in our, that one.
And also, I have more bad news.
God, I don't know if I can do it.
I can't find the segment from Kimmel last night where he was talking.
The monkeys was the part of the conversation with the THC where they were lab
so we
monkeys,
already
and I'm
covered those
convinced
monkeys.
they're the same monkeys.
Why did I
Remember, they wouldn't tell us the disclosure of where those monkeys were going.
What?
So I'm convinced they were on their way to the THC lab
Well,
to be pleasured daily.
there are a lot of people really pissed off,
Oh, it's hysterical.
and I can't find the other monkey thing. So it's probably a good deal we can just go on, move on to furry.
Yes, the furries. I mean, everybody's talking about these furries. It's on Facebook. I've seen 3 or 4 different articles on it. It's on Kimmel. It is the talk. Have you heard about it yet, Dirk?
Oh, I have. I definitely have.
So
What
I
is
guess this
it
is not
with you two? You're always trying to like save the environment, be nice to animals.
So in Midland, Michigan, they had a board meeting for the Board of Education, I believe it was, and this concerned parent voiced her opinion. She was informed that in the unisex bathroom of one of the schools in their district was a litter pan for the students that identified as furries. She's not okay with this. And the school board had to address the allegation, and they were none too pleased about having to do so either.
Oh, wait a minute. I got the video. Let me pop this over.
Here we
real
go.
quick. And bear with us, folks. We have the bare minimum equipment possible to pull this off. So, all right, here we go. Ready?
Yes.
Here's it.
For the kids that identify as cats. And I am really disturbed. Kids that identify as cats that identify, but somewhat nefarious.
Hard to
Just my opinion, but somewhat nefarious when it comes to some of the activities. So let's talk about furries. It was addressed by a child a couple months ago that they are put in an environment where there are kids that identify as a furry, a cat or a dog, whatever. And so yesterday I heard that at least one of our schools in our town has in one of the unisex bathrooms.
All right, is that true? Do you know that?
According to the school district, no.
No, but is there? I didn't know there was. What? I want to know what the furry thing is. I'm confused.
Oh, do you need me to send you a picture?
Okay. No, but for the
I can
audience
do
at
that.
home, and especially the children listening to Good Day Us. No.
Yes.
Again, this is not a good day for. This show's never a good show for children. We should put a little warning.
I don't know. I tell you what, if we ever do produce one that's good for kids, we'll make sure you know that by the title of it. Other than that,
actually, I want to thank you.
Just my opinion, but somewhat nefarious when it comes to some of the.
This one I'm playing back on Facebook, and the Facebook video controls are just horrible in terms of stopping it or whatever. But the pod. Speaking of wholesome family podcast, doesn't bear this. Got our first new podcast coming up. I believe it's going to take on Sunday. Fantastic. Podcast, not the area, but potato resident, school teacher, an online. But her husband hired here, and here, and dream. And that's the situation a lot of people around here. And listening to her tell her story, and it's sometimes like poetry, because you heard the test podcast, right?
Dirk, you sent it to me, and I'm telling you, you said it was 13 minutes. You know, I just take 13 minutes and
That's
listen.
a great
What-
length for a podcast that doesn't go on for 5 hours.
And I'm going to tell you, I had goosebumps. I had tears. My heart and everything was ebbing and flowing with her tale as she was overcoming and finding challenges. And I could relate.
Funny.
Oh, and just articulate and captivating. My husband walked into the room as I was listening, and she was describing a part about, being a widow and having to get acclimated to tools. And she was saying,
I like this part. Yeah. Tell me about
she
this
said,
part.
that sawzall is her best friend, best tool ever. My husband walked through, and not only did she just captivate him by her voice instantly, you could tell he looked. When she said that, he goes, she's 100% right. Not that she needed male validation here, folks. I do not want you.
You really
I thought
need
it
a
was
sawzall.
amazing that he was connecting with her too. That it wasn't just me.
Mm-hmm.
And I went, wow, this is going to be good for men and women that have lost that significant other. Anybody that's had that significant loss in their life, this woman, I'm telling you, we are. And then I got done, and I went to Dirk, and I said, does this happen in show business and in broadcasting where just all the pieces seem to fall together like this, and you get the good look? I got goosebumps.
You're getting goosebumps
and my hair's
talking about
up.
it, because I've heard the 13-minute podcast, and it's exactly the same thing, and it's common sense stuff. And she's providing information, though, like you would hear on a podcast, like, we're here to talk about resources for widows. And one of the things, but no, she does it in this story. I keep saying NPR, but if I had tuned in and thought that was NPR, I'd go, this profession. But no, her name's Lynn Bradley. Literally lives out on 5 acres in the middle of the forest. She has an access road. It's a mile long. So she literally is the widow in the up north, and that's the Lynn Bradley book. But I'm excited for people to hear it. And I was telling Lynn, I was saying, this appeals to, like you said, widows, widowers, couples even that may be, getting older and something think, well, who's leaving the island first? And I said, it's not just our region. There's people in these circumstances, and even just, people that like to listen to storytelling like Lynn Bradley can do. It's definitely going to have national. Lynn Bradley, the widow in the up north wood. I said, it's kind of got like a ring to on Walden Pond. And then I listened to her thing, and it's like, God, if Ralph had been writing this, I'd go, that's some...
I was so impressed and very much looking forward to the next one. Thank you for finding her.
Really
Thank you for joining us.
I brought up Lynn's new podcast because we're telling people that kids don't listen to Good Day. So it's a bunch of drug peddlers, cussing, and, crazy, radical, racist, white neo-Nazi, and Mark Stalinist, Maoist murderers talking on that program. No, kids don't listen to this show. That just summed it up right there, I think.
Pretty much.
Trump won, by the way.
20 to life.
So it's leading down the road to that. We'll have other podcasts for kids, family. Had a couple people, actually 2 different ones, reach out about doing a homeschooling podcast for the area, especially in our area with so many people now available for online learning. And your online nothing at all against our school system here when it comes to an actual in-person school. But you had hundreds of thousands of people across the country learn how to do an online education. no matter how good the program is. I homeschool all of my kids from the time they were 4 years old until they got smart, sent them to a Christian school, finished out the last year. But it's difficult. I'm picking the right program for homeschooling. And there's different kinds of homeschooling. We did what's called, we used to call it free-range homeschooling. It was more like open classroom teaching was theology back in the 70s and 80s, where I got a 5-year-old, but he might be killer at math. I'm going to focus on that. And after these 6 months, he's going to be at freshman level math. My other son, he might like history. So, all right, we're going to learn about the Prussian War, because we'd always do the day on history. And if it was the Prussian War, all right, get on that Google machine and you learn about the Prussian War, and I want you to find 3 images, and if you find a video, you're going to get a bonus point. And then we're going to sit down, you're going to show me the pictures and tell me about that sort of, that's called free range. And then there's the very structured, only by the textbook Christian program or non-Christian. And then there's online system or CD-ROM system. I still used back when I was old. But there's all these different choices and all these different the community is forced to, and the people providing the service have to do it like that. It's tough. And I know there's a bunch of people that have decided they're doing homeschooling now. But where do you start? Where's local support? Things like that. So
this will be great.
You
know what I've decided our podcast is community outreach based podcast, and I love
filthy. A lot of drug references.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a little bit of that. You asked me board. I mean, I
think what you just summed up is what News Talk 989 providing the tool, the platform. Because when I'm talking with people in town the last couple of years, it's like, oh, I'd really like to, or how do you do that? I'd be interested in, like, don't worry about it. Come here. Now.
Beautiful.
We're going to talk about your idea. Oh, you know what would be another good one? Have a show called Mask vs. Unmasked. And have 2 strident mask Nazis and mask Marxists. We're going to get a masked Nazi and a non-mask. The unmasked and the masked, but then sit down but have a real discussion about the frickin' masks. But they couldn't hate on each other or not listen.
I hear you. And that's exactly right. We just got to get the dialogue.
If you're a bass fisherman and you love the bass fishing up here, and you're like me, you watch the fishing videos, you've got the gear, you know how to go out and get the fish, and you watch these videos on YouTube, and you're sitting there going, God, that little punk, little raft and fishing bass ponds, he's got 1 million followers. He's probably making 100,000 a year. I know that dude. He is. he honestly is.
Well, good for him.
And they're like, how do they do that? Like, that's what we're here for. We've got our sound stage. We have shelving, so if you want to do your bass fishing show, we can get a comfy couch for you to sit on and have fishing stuff on the background. And you come in a day, we'll make like 3 or 4 of them, and so it's not like you have to do something every day or even every week. Like a good thing, like Lynn Bradley's The Widow in the Up North Woods podcast, they're 13 minutes long. So to fit her schedule, we could do 8 in a row, 9 in a row, 10 in a row. Like they do game shows, they'll sit there. Alex Trebek, when he was alive, would sit there. And you ever been at Ohio State University campus?
Don't you start with your I am not your IO whore. Hey. I am not your IO whore.
No, I heard you heard she said I, and then she stopped real quick, and then kind of tricked and saying I blah blah blah, but it was OH, and I heard her go I. Anyways, Jeopardy used to come there sometimes to tape, and they'd come into town, spend a weekend there, and tape an entire month. And so it's the same thing. If you want to do a podcast, you can do it that way. But yeah,
yes.
That's what we're all about.
Yes.
Now let's get back to the kids that think they're cats and just litter bucket. The litter boxes in schools in Midland, Michigan. Nah,
The school was rather upset that they had to even address it.
Well, I think now I've got everything set up so we can play the woman. And this is her full comment, not still 20 minutes. That's the other thing with TV and TV news and stuff. They literally, because of time, have to take 30 seconds, 20 seconds of a clip. And then you go watch the whole 3 or 5 minute segment. It's like, oh, well, that's interesting. And that's it. But here she is.
Activities. So let's talk about furries. It was addressed by a child.
She's furious about the furry.
A couple months ago, they are put in an environment where there are kids that identify as a furry, a cat or a dog, whatever.
All right. Wait. Again, thing or no thing? I mean, I identify as a woman. I love the people that are white and identify as a black. But anyway, I kind of get that. But there's really a thing where people identify as, and they really think they're a cat.
Well, don't you remember being young and pretending to be a cat or a dog?
Yeah, but I knew I was fucking pretending. Something else. I knew I was pretending.
I'm sorry, people. I'm so sorry.
So am I. If you're a parent and put up with this,
Oh, wow, yeah.
Why?
Yeah, I mean, like, okay, is this kid, like, eating kibble? Like, no, seriously, do you think they're, like, eating kibble and out of water bowls and dishes?
All right.
Because that's alarming.
Do you have the story in front of you? Oh, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to listen to this woman's complete comment section. And I don't care what she's talking about. The fact she shows up at a board is sending a message, just like we're sending a message. And citizens are showing up at these meetings like, oh, God, we have one more seat here. No, you got to put 8 or 12 or 100. So power to her. Because even me, it's a little nervous to talk in front of the township or something. So whatever she's peddling, drugs, marijuana, furry kids pissing in litter boxes in the Midland schools, I respect her for this. And while we're listening to this, I'm going to go do the Wikipedia on the furry thing. And we're going to react to what Wikipedia says about this.
And so yesterday I heard that at least one of our schools in our town has in one of the unisex bathrooms, a litter box for the kids that identify as cats. And I am really disturbed by that, and I will do some more investigation on that. I know what's going on nationwide. I know it is. It's part of the agenda that's being pushed. I don't even want to understand it, but I think that people need to be aware of it, because I am really upset as a parent that my child is put in an environment like that. And I'm all for creativity and imagination, but when someone lives in a fantasy world and expects other people to go along with it, I have a problem with that. So I'm just putting that out there. I will investigate more.
Got Columbo there. Got Columbo. She's gonna investigate. He's gonna. Yeah, got her Sherlock Holmes hat on. He's got more to say though.
But as far as the Test to Stay program, the government does not have the right to regulate we the people under the guise of keeping us safe or to protect us from one another.
Did she just switch topics, or is this still doing with the kids that piss in the litter? I mean, piss in the litter boxes in Midland. Did she just switch topics? I think she did.
I don't. Yeah, it seemed.
I mean, because if she switches to the Constitution on another topic, all right. Interesting, I'm interested. But if she's bringing the Constitution into this furry thing she's worried and hissed off about, if I read the Constitution, I think people do have the freedom and the right to dress like a cat, think they're a cat, have sex with dogs, and glitter boxes in their bathroom. There's not a problem with that.
So you're a proponent of putting the litter box in the bathrooms?
Absolutely not. That's where this is all freaking up. Again, you can pretend to be whatever you want. Do whatever you want. Do to your own body whatever you want. Tom McDonald. sexy virgin and that body. But no, there's a line. With anything, there's a common sense line. And like with doing a radio show like this, there's a line where you're not trying to cross too often. Just goes, "Eh." God, I really just want to go on to more about some other furry stuff, but I really want to see if she did switch topic or if she's trying to apply the Constitution to this. Oh, you're right. It's probably because the school should.
The government does not have the right to regulate we the people under the guise of keeping us safe or to protect us from one another when it comes to our health and welfare, even in an emergency. This is clearly communicated in the U.S. and state constitutions. There are a number of other health codes in here. These public health codes are loosely worded, and the guidelines are unconstitutional to enforce. So this whole Test to Stay program, I have an issue with all of it, but our kids shouldn't have to be tested just to stay in.
She did switch top somewhere. You couldn't see the video, but they have a big like sport clock time on this board about 3 minutes. So she was getting down to the end, but I was like, okay, it's a different topic. But again, as long as you're only going to apply those constitutional principles in that way to the furry issue, fine.
Well, coming to public restrooms near you are feminine hygiene products, condoms, masks, and now litter boxes.
I was always told in radio, do not do scatological humor. In fact, at one point towards the end of talk radio, the giant corporate conglomerate basically said none of that at all, period, unless you're describing such in a news reporting sort of thing, and that's what every day. Bathroom. And now,
Listen, monkeys.
all right, back to furry. From Wikipedia, the furry fandom is a subculture interested in anthropomorphic animal characters with human personalities and characteristics. Now, that big word right there, anthropomorphic, don't know if that's pronounced correctly or not, but another tip, Jen, in radio is once you start, do not stop. You just make it up with syllables that sound like it could be maybe close. So, do you know how this is pronounced? Anthropomorphic.
You're got it.
The term furry fandom is also used to refer to the community of people who gather on the internet at furry conventions and otherwise participate in subculture. Oh, wait a minute. These people think they're animals going to big city.
Oh, yeah.
Little social thing. Pull
This was on CSI.
up to the bar, share a licking bowl of whatever beverage. What's your name? Come here often. Would you scratch? This is pretty good stuff. So there's got to be sex involved.
I'm grooming myself.
I thought you were just doing that. Oh, on the internet.
Oh, no, that would.
Here's the shirt I'm wearing today. Heritage, down in Talent. 3 pounds of marijuana today if you buy a pound. What? Is that the wrong amount?
Do not believe Dirk ever. Last night.
Here we go. On the Wikipedia, they get to the good stuff towards the bottom of the furry fandom in sexual aspects. The sexual side of the furry fandom is one of the most controversial aspects to non-furry. Ah! Stop! You know, me and the missus are known to play our little game, but I don't go out and... God. According to some scholars, does that mean people have, obviously, somebody's paying people to research? It appears to an extent that diversity of sexuality is welcomed in the furry community. They also provide marginalized individuals, fan phrase, a way to explore sexual identity. God, this is taking the messed up with the even further messed up.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
According to sociologists, again, sociologist, a professor probably, a good scientist, probably someone that's written material on the topic, got to be a very well learned individual. So according to Meredith B.F. Worth, I'm sorry, Meredith. Well, Meredith Baxter Burns. Meredith, I guess is however you identify name Meredith.
Meredith.
Or less. And what was that song by Johnny Cash? Sue?
Sue, a boy named Sue.
Whatever floats your boat. So the sociologist calls furry fandom is a form of sexual deviance that is highly misunderstood and stigmatized due to its association with children's themes. You think?
So, Dirk, if you were going to be a furry, what character would you be?
I hate that. I just hate pussy.
So, do we have to stay to just cats and dogs? Because I'm kind of fond of
so it's
penguins
not just cats. This furry thing is what? No. What?
So I thought they were like pandas and like stuffed animal kind of thing.
Come on. Pandas? Who would want to have sex with a panda for crying out?
What about a giraffe or a penguin?
I got to show people that you're not going to. It won't come in. This is just the sexual activity section of this entry for furry fandom. Look it up at furry fandom. And you got...
Oh, don't!
Oh, come on. Any of you ladies that read 50 Shades of Grey and lie about it, this one's for you.
This one's for you.
Yeah, you thought you were hiding reading 50 Shades? Go to the sexual activity on furry fandom on Wikipedia. Yeah.
Hey, Dirk, can we have furry fandom Fridays?
50 Shades of Furries, and it's the same theme, same setup, this controlling asshole just degrading this woman, and she's loving it, but he's like, it'd be a good dog for him. He's a Great Dane. He's one of the biggest dogs you can get in the world, and then that's too gross.
He's a shark.
French poodle. No. No, but see, if you make it like he's a big male panda and he's a little female panda, or even like he's a big dog, he's a little cat. But when you go to shark, that doesn't even know. Because pandas, I used to hug them when I was little, and I slept with them in bed. If I got to choose, it's panda bear.
Okay,
yeah.
so...
If you had to have sex as an animal, Jen, what animal? Oh. Yeah, we have so much more to talk about. We have to stop.
I know this, and it's polar bear.
And then, would you be attracted to? Would you be attracted to penguins or beluga whale?
Penguins.
Oh no! What's the whale with the unicorn thing?
Well, Mike knows this, and he gets mad at me.
My kids make fun of it. Anyways, put in the comments.
It's not Merlin. It's he'll know.
Real quick, here's what we have to go before YouTube might ban this crap. So I was going to play the video that just came out from Dana Nessler, the Attorney General of Michigan, put out a video about terrorist threats, terrorism in our high schools. There was like a training video, a warning video. I was going to play that and apply it to the Hammerhead comment by our economic improvement consultant. Then we did the monkeys, we did the furries, we did Jimmy Fallon. You notice how we did all the fun stuff first. Spaceport, we're gonna go. There was a huge, and was Jenny Hoagland that wrote the Spaceport article in the paper? I think it was. You know what makes me think it was Jenny off the bat without even reading anything?
What?
It's like if I go to the inside of the paper and it says continue from the front page, and then it's the whole broadside, then I know Jenny Hoagland did it, and she's awesome. That's why, like, I didn't used to. That's one of the things. If you couldn't get to a township board meeting, don't worry. Jenny's got you covered better than the guy that takes the minute. Oh, damn it! I wasn't going to do that today. Anyways, so we're going to talk about that. But she has a great article on Spaceport. In fact, one of us should reach out and see if you might want to talk about it.
That's a great idea.
Spaceport.
It's a great idea. Did a Spaceport thing, yeah. Yeah. Right.
Maybe call the state guy up at Mama, do an interview with him. And then I've got some connections to the aerospace industry down in Texas. Space stuff. I can get somebody from there. Not gonna get the local guy because I've talked. God, I did it again!
Why are you doing this?
Even solely our public officials that we voted for, or they were appointed, or are responsible to us. Why do you keep talking about them, Jen? Why do you keep doing that? Thank God I
earned it.
Nothing but a hater. You know, if I drive you speechless, it doesn't work.
Where are we going now?
It depends because I have so much fun doing the show. Good day, but I lose track of time, and
We're only 2 hours in.
Well, no, I have to go pick up Hitler. She's got to get across the Rite Aid for something.
All right.
What?
No, you know what? I love you, Chantel. I love you.
Oh, we're definitely going to do this. Bruce Miles. Wow. Great grandfather of our area. Just a wonderful guy. And Jason, sometimes he'll just write a column. Great one in the press. Pick up half the paper, pick up the day and read Jason. Hey, if somebody does something good, I applaud them. If they cut the newspaper in half, a little disappointing. But read Jason's column on Mr. Miles. Almost made me cry. It brought. I met him many times, and as a kid, I remember seeing him up on Mill Street with his camera. And Jason talks about his camera, but got to read that. We were also going to talk about Birchville. Let's get some guests from Birchville because it's Birchville week. It's leading up to Birchville the following week, and we did briefly mention that. And there's a perfect example of what we've talked about all about each other. I always love it. That intersection. You got one letter from somebody on our one side, and right next to theirs, somebody on the other side, and they're both a little on the extreme side. That's how
Wonderful.
Anything else that we just didn't get to because we blab?
Yeah, tomorrow's Dad's birthday. Happy birthday, Dad. Love ya.
Go out and drive the tractor around the circle.
Yes. Yeah, it looks like everything on my list. I'm super proud of you. I'm super glad we're doing this. I'm glad to see us growing in our viewership. Just love you guys. Thank you.
Oh,
love the support.
Viewership. We are now also available on YouTube and Rumble for all of our videos. Would appreciate subscribe. Just get that. Personally, taken down up literally thousands out here. Did I tell you how YouTube took down my 12-year-old account that had 10,000 subscribers and over I think I was over. Took it down after things I said
Well, what they really did is they went back for all of my history and applied what they now have. So for 3 weeks, every day, I get this video's flagged, this video's been flagged, and I start reading. I did one maybe once, twice, every few months. They went through my, and I had 5,000, and boom, 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 boom. And then, but there were violating rules that weren't applied back then. And, well, our rule is if you get X strike, then lose your whole channel. Yeah, right. Yeah, yeah.
Mhm. Yeah,
But we are on
that was
YouTube
playing
by
dirty.
default because YouTube is like the cable television. So we're on YouTube and then a Rumble and type in Talk 99. Right. Gether. R. Talk. Anything else?
Oh, I thought you closed out.
Yeah, she thought we were
Right,
done,
we
and
can.
she was gonna. No, that was the shittiest show. Turkey, stop! Those videos, God, those videos, they weren't working right.
It was beautiful. We did
didn't
great.
say anything important.
Hey, don't forget those Stizzy deals. Buy one full gram, get a half gram.
Right. Listen, be very clear. You know, the people at Heritage are going, gosh darn it, even I don't know where this deal's at. So very clearly, show us your boob and tell us about the free marijuana. Oh, I'm sorry, no.
Heritage,
Buy one, get one.
Heritage Provisioning, East Tawas on US 23. Buy one Stizzy full gram cart, get a half one free. Today.
But it's not, we always call them Stizzies up here. They're not, though. You talk to somebody from, not Stizzy.
Well, yeah, I talked to the Stizzy people, and they're out in California, and out there they call it Stizzy. And I'm like, no, Stizzy, you don't know how to say your name.
My name's Brooke, and from San Jose. I was spoke with the bud, and Spearman was. He got
Yes, Brooke started Stizzy.
this don't start.
Good to meet you, Brooke. I hope you come back soon.
Oh, I bet they will. Did we finish the deal in the name and stuff? No.
Did we what?
I don't. That Heritage.
Yes, just go to Heritage. Just always go to Heritage. They love you. Yeah, I know.
All right, the whole thing goes up. I really encourage people. I was talking with somebody that I said, look, it's not one of those things on YouTube you sit there and stare at. It's going to be going for 4 or 5 minutes. And what I do with the podcast that I oh my gosh, if you want a left-wing liberal self-expressed that makes that understands a lot of things and agrees, kind of like how Bernie Sanders, you know, how Bernie Sanders even
We love Bernie.
yeah, but he right there with COVID. Clint Greenwald, the Eric Snowden journalist. You ever see the movie when the Eric Snowden ran out of the country? Glenn Greenwald was there with the camera. Never remember the correct name. Glenn Greenwald. Like whenever I listen to those shows that are lengthy, treat it like a talk radio show. I'll put it on another device. Just carry it around in my pocket. Anybody that cares stuff and watch everything. Jen, I noticed at about the 21-minute mark, you showed your boobs Heritage thing on it, blatantly advertising. Going to report you. Oh, and then Dirk, at 12 minutes, you turn your head to the right, and then what was that I saw behind you? Was that a photograph, or it's like No, don't listen to the whole thing like that. You just put aside.
Yep.
But we put
Background.
but we do the clip. The clips are hitting it off. Started doing those.
Wonderful.
All right. Bye bye.
Yep. Bye, guys. See you next week.
Sarah Palin, Trump.
20 to life.
Not every liberal is dumb, not all Republicans are racist. The government wants everybody fighting with their neighbors because they know that if we get along, we'll probably go against them.
They can't stop us, cause we're ready to fight, trying to brainwash us. But we won't let freedom die, the whole world's brainwashed.
Everybody pick a team, start a riot in the streets.
Watch us on our YouTube channel, our Rumble channel, and we are now on Getter. The channels are all News Talk 989.
See you next time.